So about 2 years ago, I made a video about McLaren, and the video was called 5 Reasons Why I Refuse to Buy a McLaren. A lot has changed. Clearly, this is my first brand new McLaren. I've gotten 2 LT, so this is my 3rd McLaren I've ever owned, and I want to update you guys on that. So I want to start by letting you know a few things that I love about this car compared to the older one, and then after I'm done telling you what I love about this car, I'm going to give you the reasons why McLaren has evolved, and now I'm in love with them, and fight against myself from the past about our love for McLaren. So let's get started. Let me pull this out. And as I'm about to pull out, and that's what she said. First thing that comes to mind, keyless entry access. So that's number one. The other car didn't have that. So now I can just get into the car by getting close, pressing on the door, and it'll open. I know it's insignificant and other cars do it, but this was not one of the things that it did. Second one, look how easy, because of how the door is designed, it is to access the car. So now for you to access, all you need to do is, you're standing, this is my point of view basically. You come in and then you just sit down and boom, you're inside of the car. Whereas before, the top here was so high up and also thick, so you had to throw your ass in and then your legs inside. So now that's completely fixed. The electronics on the car all around are so much better. Bluetooth connectivity in this car is a big upgrade from any other car I've ever been in. My wife got in the car with me, and immediately the car sensed that there was someone else with another phone in here, sent a pin saying, would you like to connect this? She just put the pin in, boop, and then she was paired up with this. It was insanely fast and easy, which I wish Rolls-Royce would do. And also, the cluster here and this works so well together. These two are a massive improvement over the old stuff because we didn't have this. This was very small and the definition was pure shit. So electronics have been majorly improved by McLaren. And as I sit inside of the car, also, what about the interior materials? They went with a completely redone from the inside out. There's nothing here from the old car. Everything is brand new. The only thing that kind of looks similar to the old ones are these paddles right here, which this one's for the lift and this one's for your menu screen right here. So that'll show you that. That's connected to my sexy phone. Yep, so that's how you go through the menus. And this is for the lift, which by the way, the lift was improved too. Now all you gotta do is click on it, ride height normal, boop, go up, and yeah, it kind of works the same way as before, but it's way quicker. It doesn't have to wait the 35 seconds that the other one, yet it's not the fastest. A Porsche could do this in a third of the time. But still, there you go, it's done. That was fast compared to before. Our reverse screen has been totally redone too. It used to be right here in the shittiest possible definition you could possibly get, and now we press reverse, which is right here. And boom! Now you see a Reventone and the Courage GT that clear, and on top of that you get bird's eye view on your car. So you see the smart keys right here, you see it right here. So big improvement on the electronics by McLaren too. You obviously can't talk about this car disregarding its looks. This is one of the best looking cars I've ever had. Even over the Pagani, just the sexy lines in here, not the carbon fiber material outside, this is the best looking car I've ever had. I mean, just the back in here looks like a human skeleton. It's fucking crazy. From every angle that you want to see it, there's not a single bad one. It's a lot to take in on a picture. It's a lot to take in. Hey, Ivan. Ivan's just getting to work really late. It's a lot to take in on a picture. It's a lot to take in on videos. But dude, if you see one of these in person, the lines, it's disgustingly beautiful. Storage. So this car specifically came in with a luggage set, and that allows me to put an actual suit carrier right here, which I do not wear any suits whatsoever. I do a little real estate here and there, but mostly I Uber just
well,
so
you
I know where
you Uber for the real estate.
Well, so that I know where everything is. Yeah. But still, I can put some clothes in here, and the trunk is massive. I mean, we did a trunk challenge already on it, but I'll show you right now the empty trunk. Although it's not empty. So you press here, open it up, go around. Look at that. That's a lot of space. What's this Jag printed thing? Oh, that's my wife's. There's a lot of storage in the car. And that's just another reason why this car is so incredible. And also speed. The acceleration in this thing is brutal because it has less drag, more aero, and more power. This accelerates quicker than a P1. A 918 struggles after 125 miles an hour. And struggles, right? This feels completely different. This doesn't feel like it struggles. It just feels like the car wants to go fast, that it can swallow all the air that you throw at it, that it can swallow all the concrete ahead of it. It's absolutely mental how fast this car is. There's nothing that can compare to it. We're actually gonna go race Parker's work on right now to see how that does. Another thing that I really love about this car is how easy it is to drive. It's so easy, in fact, my wife actually drove this. And I'm not saying, whoa, she can't drive. She's never driven a supercar before. She's always been intimidated by these cars because it's not easy to get into a supercar that's $400,000 and just get to drive it and think that nothing's gonna happen. You get nervous, you start feeling anxious about all that stuff. And she got in the car and immediately fell in love with it and called it a ZP car. She was like, oh my God, I need one of these ZP cars now. And now I'm fucked. So I also love how comfortable and easy it is to drive for anyone and everyone who wants to. Onto the parts we talked about before as to the 5 reasons why I didn't want to buy a McLaren. I refused to buy a McLaren before. Number 1, depreciation. If you own an MP4 Spider, 650S, 650S Spider, you know what I'm talking about. And you know because you're pretty upset at McLaren about how big of a shit your car took right now in the market. You gotta understand that McLaren released pretty much a single model of their mid-lineup car every year. The 12C, the 12C Spider, then the 650 Spider, then the LT Spider. So they had 6 cars in 6 years. I was freaking out back then because every year when a new car came out and because of the problem they had between the 12C and the 650S, which is by the way the same car, it made a lot of people scared. It made a lot of people dump their cars and realize that McLaren didn't know what they were doing. Although they knew, they just had to go through trial and error, and because it was a brand new company, they had no other choice. So now that problem is fixed. This 720S, the coupe, forget about the Roadster and forget about the LT that's coming later. It's gonna stand like this for 2 years. Then the Roadster is gonna come out, and in 4 years, we're gonna get an LT version. So depreciation for this model should not exist. This is a more valuable purchase than buying a 488, for example. Why would you buy a 488 over this? This is just simply much better all around, unless you like the looks of the Ferrari, then I'd understand. If you're talking about just value, speed, comfortability, this is the car that you wanna buy. So depreciation, even though this car will depreciate, no question about it, it's not gonna be a big factor like it was before, whereas you used to buy a brand new car at $330,000 and then get $200,000 for it 3 months later. That's not gonna be the case in this car anymore because the model lineup won't change for another 2 years. So this is a point that people will accept maybe in about 6 months from today. If you pay attention to the trends, you'll see. The second point of my rant back then was, I don't think McLaren knows what it's doing with their medium cars. They were coming out with the 12C, they were coming out with the 12C Spider, they were coming out with the 650S, the 650S Spider, the LT. It felt like McLaren didn't know what they wanted to do with that car. But it felt like that because of the 12C. Now that we understand that the 12C is also 650S and they just fucked up and they're never gonna do that again, hopefully fingers crossed, because if they do that right now, I'll die. That eliminates that problem too. So 2 problems, check, no problem. What? Point number 3, reliability. A lot of these MP4s and P1s are having a lot of problems. Now, I've had 3 McLarens and I've had minor issues. Nothing that has made me gone like, oh, this car's a fucking lemon, this is terrible. In my black LT, the only problem that I had was I had to push too hard on the brake for the car to start. And I mean too hard was harder than on a normal car. That was my problem with that one. In the orange one, I had a door problem, which was fixed in a day. And in this one, thank God I haven't had any problems yet. So far it looks like they're getting better. Yeah, there are some cars with some problems, no question about it. These are brand new cars. This is the first year of a new generation of McLaren's new technology rolling out. You're gonna see some problems, but I'm sure McLaren's gonna take care of those owners because it's understandable. And if you're looking at everything that they're doing and listening to their customers just based on this video, you'll understand that they are moving in that direction. And now on to number 4, brand recognition, car recognition. What do I mean by that? A lot of these cars look exactly the same. I felt like McLaren didn't know what they wanted to do with their model cars. So they started with the 12C and then they went into the 650S and then into the LT. And it felt like that middle line kept changing. And he was never gonna stay into one. And then all of the cars looked the same without us understanding what car was what. Now that we understand that the 570, the small car from the lineup, is just a baby car. Now that we understand that the 720 is the medium car. Now that we understand that the P1 and whatever replaces the P1 along with the BP23 are gonna be the hypercars, we have a pretty good sense of their lineup. So if you're paying attention to this, you'll realize that I bought a McLaren and I've gotten 2 others before because McLaren has been doing their job. They've been listening to people, and I'm not saying they listened to my video and they were like, okay, let's get to work, Alejandro said so. I'm saying everyone had these complaints. McLaren addressed them, and now I'm buying one. So if you see the trends and understand everything that's going on, you'll understand why McLaren is so valuable and such a big company right now to invest towards the future in, because they're totally worth it. And yeah, I don't have a relationship with McLaren where it's a PR deal, blah, blah, blah. This is just my car. This is what I love, and I'm sharing with you guys because it's important to make the right decisions when purchasing a car. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like me with 39 million regrets, and you don't want that. You wanna save your money, and you wanna get the most smiles out of every single mile that you drive in your car. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna leave you with this, and then I'm gonna make another video telling you a few of the things I hate about this car. Vehicle virgin style. I'm sorry, Parker. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna do it, why? Because not everything is a happy ending. There are some problems, there are minor. You're never gonna like something for everything and nothing is wrong with it. Never, never. At least that's never been my experience. But we learn to live with those things. Guys, thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Catch you on the flip side, motherfuckers.